Good, Phil?
We're good.
Memorial Day 2019, we're going to do some of my Pittsburgh Pirate memorabilia inventory. Some of the things I've added to my collection. So let's start with our lineup cards. These are some things I've added in the last couple years. The Atlanta Braves, the Colorado Rockies, the New York Mets, the Arizona Diamondbacks, San Diego Padres, and the San Francisco Giants. And that's in pink because it was held on Mother's Day. And of course, then I've got hats that I've kept, a whole bunch of hats, and added to my hat collection. I've also added jerseys and jackets. I've got a kind of a light vest here, coach's jacket. This one's a little bit different style. Similar though, kind of a coach's light jacket. Another one, so 3 of those. Got several Pirate jerseys. This is probably one of the first one I got, just a blank one, no number. And it is size 48. I got this one a couple years later, size, don't know, doesn't have it, just as large. And this is just their Pirate away jersey, road jersey, no number. I like it. This is for Ugly Sweater Day. Whenever I've got Ugly Sweater Day, I've got my Pirate ugly sweater. So hopefully I'll do that this winter. This just fell. This was something added last year. This is Clint Hurdle. I bought this off the auction. This is one of his game used jerseys. This is size 48 as well. Is it? No, it's 54. That's a size 54 auction off of Clint Hurdle. We've got also a Clemente jersey, 1971, from the year they won the World Series. That was his jersey. We've also got Stargell. I bought this online as well, but not through the auction. This is 79 collection, Willie Stargell, number 8. And then I've also bought a lot of, again, game used, manager used jerseys. This is Ray Searage, the pitching coach. This is one of his jerseys. The reason it's blue is it was a game from Father's Day. I've got Andrew McCutchen, one of his road colored jerseys, numbers, name. I've got also another Ray Searage, black road uniform that he wore that I bought off the auction site. This is size 48. I've got another Clint Hurdle. This is a 13, size 58, game worn jersey. This is camo. This is probably from Memorial Day or 4th of July, Labor Day, something like that, but this is the road uniform, that's why it's gray. And then I've got another one, another regular road uniform for Clint Hurdle that I bought. All the Clint Hurdle, Ray Searage jerseys were bought on MLB auction. So they were kind of game used, manager used jerseys. Let me put the rest of these here. Okay, so I've also got a Roberto Clemente street sign. We've got the Pirate flag. We've got a lot of things in this bathroom, from a pennant, an old 71 style pennant, some Roberto Clemente, additional memorabilia from him. I think my mom got me this. This was Sketch Artist did that. Bought this at an auction site, and a couple more signs. I also have a Detroit Tigers. This is an additional lineup card from opening day last year. And then I have the Pittsburgh Pirates. My mom got me that was when Three Rivers closed. And out here we've got another memorabilia. Bought a couple of these things from MLB, just regular Pirates with their stadium in the background and the letters. This is a replica of all their World Series tickets. They're not actual tickets, it's just a replica from all of it, and they put it together, assembled it, the different logos from the World Series. of their 5 World Championships. And then this is my first lineup card. My buddy Steve Hartzer and I were at a game, and we were getting ready to leave, and I went over to the Nationals memorabilia stand, and I found this was one of Andrew McCutchen's first games. He's early in the lineup, and I bought this with Steve Hartzer and had it framed, and that's what started me getting a whole bunch more. Here's a couple more that I've added to my collection. This is Nationals as well. This was Bryce Harper's first leadoff home run in the lineup, as well as a Nats game that we actually attended in July of 2016, where we were at that game. I've got another picture of Clemente that I bought from another collector. Got my Pirate sign, a couple other Pirate things. And then we've got, these are some of the original lineup cards that I acquired: Cardinals, Reds, and Brewers, because of their division. And then this was something that I had built. This is a cabinet to collect and hold all of my memorabilia. I've got everything from baseballs that are foul balls from the game that I've collected with my niece and nephew. This is actually, hold it right here. This is actually from Max Scherzer's no-hitter, almost a perfect game, but no-hitter, a foul ball off Laureano that I caught in the 8th row behind the Pirates dugout. As well as just programs, rosters. I've got pictures, lineup cards, baseball cards. I met Andrew McCutchen in Chicago one time at a game, walking down the street on Michigan Avenue with my friend Steve Hartzer and his wife Michelle. And then this is a helmet used and signed by Starling Marte. That's a Cal Ripken signed baseball and card, and a couple of other little gnomes. Here's an old batting helmet. I think it was a Bat Boy batting helmet. Additional cards or yearbooks and programs from games from World Series years. A couple of other things. Some dirt from the game. One of my friends, Steve Hartzer, came across this little wooden box, this Pirate wooden box he sent me, and he also sent me a lineup card. I'm sorry, a scorecard, official scorecard, John Daly, from a course John Daly had played some years ago. It was at a memorabilia auction. I've got just a bat from Andrew McCutchen. This was game used and signed. I've got that added to the collection, additional programs, some baseball cards, some other baseball signed by Josh Harrison. My wife got me that for one of my birthday gifts. That's Bill Mazeroski, Clint Hurdle, and then one of the teams, the entire team signed it from the Pirates a couple years ago. I've also got a Pirate mini fridge, and I've got a couple of items over here. This was something I bought from a memorabilia collector. He assembled this with Clemente and Stargell, something Stargell had signed in one of his jerseys. This is also pretty cool. This flew at Wrigley Field for about 6 months. Wrigley uses the old style where they put everybody in the division in a ranked based on their flag, where you sit in the division. And this was the divisional flag for about 6 months flying at Wrigley, and I was able to win it buy it on an auction. I've got more lineup cards from the Nationals and Cubs. This one's another Father's Day game. That's why it's blue. That's PNC Park, opening day in April of 2001, something my mom had got me some years ago. More Pirate street signs. A couple more lineup cards. This is a lineup card from the Yankees back in 2017. This was in the Yankees dugout. In fact, this is in their bullpen dugout. Bullpen lineup card is what it's called. That's why it's smaller. And then this was the Pirates when they played the Red Sox. This was in the Red Sox dugout. This was the another divisional flag listed, flown at Wrigley in Chicago for about 6-9 months. And I was able to win this at an auction as well. They put every team in the division in one particular area of the stadium, and then another one for where you sit in the division. And that's why there's 2 flags. I bought this many years ago of Andrew McCutchen. He signed it. These are some shots of him at the plate and in home games. I really like it. It's one of my favorite items. I get a lot of comments about it when I do video calls, and people can see it in the background. I've also got a couple more Cubs lineup cards. In fact, this one particular one here is really interesting. It's late in August. It's one of only 5 games that ended in a tie in Major League Baseball history. And it's because it was so late in the season and then getting rained out. No need to make the game up. The Pirates were out of it, and the Cubs were on their way to a World Series. Got a couple more items here with the Dodgers and the Giants. Just figured they'd fit together, 2 West Coast teams in the division, and some great players from both lineups and teams. And then we've got, remember, Forbes. My mom bought that for a birthday present for me probably 25 years ago. That's Forbes Field, one of their stadiums that the Pirates played in back in the turn of the century, last century, through to 1970. Also got some final Forbes, recognizing Forbes, 3 Rivers, as well as PNC Park. These are all the other additional street signs. So that's everything in my Pirate memorabilia. I'm sure I'll be adding more. Thanks.